Hello. Welcome to Tuesdays Live.
Live with Gotham
Oh,
Quilts.
darn. I'm so close.
I'm Yvette,
I'm Andrea.
and today we are together.
Yeah,
It's been
unusual.
like a year since we've done this in person.
Yeah, it probably has been close to a year.
Because we had so many orders to ship. Thank you all for shopping our clearance sale. And so that's why I'm up here so I can help ship. And also I brought Bella.
Who is tired.
Yeah, she hasn't slept all day because I've been running around. So
And she has to follow her everywhere she goes.
Every time I get up, she has to come with me.
Yeah, so she hasn't gotten any
she's
rest.
very tired. So what are we talking about today?
We just finished our Bagapalooza.
Yeah, Bagapalooza was
over
this
the
past
weekend, which was great. Thanks to everyone who participated. We announced, usually on the last day of the retreat, we announced the next retreat. So anyone that was there already knows what our next retreat is going to be. But for the rest of you, we're going to tell you now.
the world debut.
The big reveal.
So it's going to be in January, the weekend of January 25th. So it's the 24th through the 26th. And this time around, we designed the retreat around a ruler, which we've never done that before. We've done retreats that go with a book or retreats that go with a theme, like
Right.
improv. But this time around, we picked a cool ruler that we have been admiring for years.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time, and I've seen a lot of projects with it, and they have a ton of patterns. So it is the Quick Curve ruler from So Kind of Wonderful. But yeah, they have a ton of patterns. They have they figured out a bunch of stuff about, that you can use this ruler for. And it's been around a long time.
Yep.
But we've never actually made anything from it. But we thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, it's designed to make it easier to do curved piecing. So you use the ruler to cut your curve, and then the ruler is also used to trim your blocks. And that way, when you go to piece your curves together, they're more accurately cut. Therefore, it's easier to do the piecing. So if you've never pieced curves before on your sewing machine, this could be a good way to learn. And you have a whole weekend to dedicate to curved piecing.
And here, now that I put the white behind it, you can see
you can see the cutout.
That there's a cutout in the acrylic right here, so that you can get it lined up and easily cut your curve, because they're a little tricky.
Funny, Kathleen and Kathy in the comments have both said, I have that ruler.
Oh, that's funny.
So great.
Yeah, that's good.
You should come to the retreat.
And even if you already have the ruler, that's okay. There are different options for the retreat. So everybody that comes will get the one wonderful curve, 12 contemporary quilts.
Yeah, we went through the patterns that they have, the support that they have for this ruler, and we thought that this book had a lot of great patterns in it. So that's the book we decided to pick.
And it does a good job of, giving you the steps, showing you how to use the ruler. But then there's some cool patterns.
Yeah.
I'll show you the one I already want to make. It's very
the table runner.
retro.
Yeah, and like mid-century.
Yes, exactly. Which is very kind of Marimekko.
Yeah, you like that.
Which is very up my alley. So I really, as soon as I saw this, I was like, let's get this book. But there's other good ones too.
So whenever we do retreats, there is usually a default option when you register. So for this one, it'll be this book. So if you already own the book, because the book came out like 9 years ago, so it's possible you already own the book. You, of course, don't need a second copy of the book. So for anyone who already owns the book, you can pick the mystery bundle option. And then Andrea is going to curate a bundle inspired by one of the quilts in the book.
Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. So it would be the colors that you see here in this quilt. Won't be the exact same fabrics, but
definitely not the same.
Based on these colors.
Yep. So that'll be a custom bundle curated just for the retreat. So those of you who already own the book, you can pick the bundle instead. And then we have picked a couple of add-on items. So you can get the ruler, which actually comes with two different options. There's a quick curve ruler, and then there's a mini quick curve ruler. And most of the patterns in this book use the regular quick curve ruler, but you can also combine them. So then you get like a slightly different shape. It can make your designs more interesting. So you have the option of adding the ruler or the mini ruler, and then we picked a couple of other patterns from the designers that we thought were cool, and we added them at the bottom in the add-on options. And we also have a link to them directly,
Right.
because they sell even more patterns for the rulers, for this ruler. And some of them are only available as PDFs, or rather, our wholesaler didn't have all of them in print. So some of them you have to order directly from the manufacturer, from the designer.
But that's good. You know, you're supporting the designer directly, which is always good.
Yeah. And the instant satisfaction
oh
of
yeah,
PDF
that's
is
true
really
too.
nice too.
And here's another one that's pretty
I
cool.
don't think I'd even seen that one.
I know. Well, there wasn't pictures of it.
Yeah,
on
it wasn't
the...
online.
So yeah, Yvette hasn't actually gotten a chance to look at the book itself yet.
Yeah, it arrived yesterday.
Yeah, here's another cool one. So we only just got it. So as you can see, I'm just showing you pictures. We haven't actually made anything yet from it.
But this company has been around for a really long time. The ruler has been around for a really long time. And they have on their website, they have a list of corrections from their patterns.
Yes.
And we checked, there aren't many corrections for
I
this
think
book.
there's only one.
Right. So that means that we are pretty confident that we can
it's not
work
going to be
off
a
of the book.
disaster.
Plus it's quilt, like the two of us can troubleshoot any quilt
Also
pattern
that.
problem that you could
Also
possibly
that,
find.
Yes. Clamshell that is done in pieces.
Yeah, so you don't have to do that whole.
Right. So you don't have the whole arch all at once. You would only be doing half of that arch at one time.
It's kind of a cool idea.
It
Yeah, show
definitely
this.
makes it
This
easy.
really
Okay,
shows
so
it.
that might, hopefully you can see, I don't know if you can see the lines there.
I think you can.
But so it's divided into four sections. Yeah, so that's a different way.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like this one too. I really like the background, how the background is gray on the outside, but yellow on the inside. It gives like a secondary design element that I think is cool.
Full picture. It's very odd to put a picture with like a
yeah, with a door in front of it.
Like, who decided?
Oh no, here's
there we go.
one.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
and I like how
that.
like this one is a different, like a more different color. It like pops.
Yeah, I like that one. I like pretty much all of them.
So
actually.
how many patterns are in here? 12, I think.
12, yes.
So one book, 12 designs, pretty flexible.
Yeah, so there's going to be something in here for everybody. Here's if you're an Orla Kiley fan, this kind of reminds me of Orla Kiley.
Oh, this is like, yeah, I might make this. This is so pretty. Imagine, and they kind of did it like scrappy. Imagine if it was like rainbow.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. And you don't have to. So here you can piece the leaves, or they could just be solid. So depending on which ones, maybe.
Also, look how cool. There's a quilting part.
Yes, and no one ever does that.
No one does that.
So they actually give quilting diagrams as suggestions for quilting some of the blocks, which is always, and there's even more on the other side. That's always what happens. Like you have a quilt pattern or a book, and they tell you what to do throughout all the piecing.
Quilt is desired.
Right, quilt is desired is always what it says at the end, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do.
Quilt is desired would be a good name for like a rom-com.
A quilting themed rom-com. So yeah, it's really cool that she gives you ideas. Inspiration. That's the word I was looking for. So that when you get to that
good book,
quilt is desired, you're like, at least now you've got some something to go off of.
Yeah, although these are kind of intense. Quilt is desired.
These are very intense.
So,
but you also wouldn't have to do all of it.
Right.
You could just use elements of it. So that's awesome. Yeah, this is a great book.
My leg has fallen asleep because the dog is sitting on my legs.
So again, one wonderful curve. And a lot of quilters are kind of afraid of curves, and I totally understand. So this is a good way, and it's nice because it isn't such a, or it doesn't seem.
It's a shallow curve. It's not a really dramatic curve, so it's more approachable,
which is easier,
beginner friendly. Everyone knows I'm not much of a piecer, and in general, if there's a reason to piece curves, I give it to someone else to do the piecing.
Yeah,
but I'm going to try it this time.
Good. Yeah, so yes, it is approachable. It's not entirely curves. Like it isn't the whole. Well, I mean, there's a couple of them that are all curves. This one is pretty curvy. But some of the other ones are not all curves. So this one definitely has straight and curves. So if the curves are intimidating, you can pick one of the ones that isn't as curvy.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should come up with some of our own blocks.
Sure.
Using the ruler.
Sure.
Because we have nothing else to do.
I know, right? Yeah, once I once I use it and figure out how, this one's definitely growing on me too.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
we'll play with the ruler too, and then by the time January rolls around, if you're coming to the retreat, might have some surprise extra blocks.
right. Yes. So we just got the book today, so we are still, learning about it too.
We're
But
still reading it.
right. But as we get closer to the retreat, we will have made some of the projects, or at
Yeah.
least some of the blocks. We'll record videos like we did, like we almost always do. So showing you how to
Yes.
use the ruler, how to do a curve, that sort of thing. So that those will be available to stream starting a couple days.
Oh, Margot just told
before.
us it's the same as the Road to California weekend.
Oh
Oh well, there's like no way to schedule anything
know.
that doesn't conflict with something.
Right. And when we
So
mentioned
we'll miss you,
it,
Margot.
when we mentioned it during the treat, somebody was like, "Is that Super Bowl weekend?" Which didn't even
Yeah.
occur to either of
We
us.
checked a bunch of stuff. Did we check sports?
Didn't
No,
occur
we
to
did
me.
not check sports.
But it isn't. It
It
isn't
isn't,
Super
yeah.
Bowl weekend.
Yeah, and then I was like, isn't Super Bowl February? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we try. It's not a holiday weekend. We tried to not pick one that had something else
Yeah.
going on, but yeah. So we'll have videos, educational videos to help you, and books, obviously, patterns, ruler.
Yeah,
And it's just fun to hang out and sew.
yeah, we had such a good time this weekend. All of us got so much accomplished and
Mhm.
like chatted and talked about all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah, it's just nice.
Yeah.
And it's a good excuse to make your family go away and or tell them they're on their own or
yeah, no
whatever.
cooking this weekend.
And just, focus on you and doing what you want to do
Yeah.
and sewing. And
Yeah, that dedicated space where this is
Yeah.
what you're supposed to be
Right.
doing is really helpful.
yeah, because most of us have a ton of other things going on, and it's hard to set aside time for yourself.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's like not required, but planned
Yeah,
time
right. Like
for
set
yourself.
aside. And because it'll be after the holiday madness, it feels like there's once you get past the new year, then it's like you feel like you have some time that
Right.
you can do something for yourself, right?
And also you want something to look forward to in January because it's
Yeah.
pretty gray, at least
The
here.
weather has been so crazy. Who knows what it's going to be like at like we have like forest fires here, which is not something we normally have to deal with in the New York City area. And then, by the end of January, who knows? Maybe we'll have like typhoons or something.
Or 12 feet of snow. Who knows?
Well, that would be perfect for sewing. If
That's
we had
true.
12 feet
Yeah,
of
we
snow.
would be stuck in, well, maybe not 12 feet, but a couple of feet.
Yeah, 12 feet around here would be dramatic.
That it
Yeah.
would be devastating, I think.
Not to me.
Well, maybe.
I'd just be like,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah, I think things would start collapsing under 12 feet of snow. Yeah, gets heavy.
I didn't think.
Anyway,
Yeah.
That's not actually going to happen. So
Yeah,
we don't really need to
we
worry
didn't
about
hardly get any snow at all last year. So,
it. Or the year before.
or the year before.
It's been a while because I moved this October. It was 10 years since
Right.
we moved into our house. And the first couple years, I remember having to shovel a lot of snow.
Yeah, like 2016 had that one really big snowstorm.
I think it was, yeah. But yeah, I haven't shoveled very much snow in several years now.
Yeah, we had bought a shovel for the store.
I've used it. No, I did have to use it once last year. I did
You
have to
used the
come.
store shovel last year at
Yeah.
the store?
Right here.
Oh, I meant, at the old store.
No, right here, right outside.
Yeah. Yeah, on this sidewalk here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, this is not what we're supposed to be talking about. So to reiterate, it's the weekend of January 24th, 25th, 26th. And we're calling it the Quick Curve Retreat because that's the name of the ruler that we're basing it around. We switched the format the last maybe 3 retreats ago. We used to do all the educational content live during the weekend. We'd have like scheduled times to do, this demo, this demo, this demo. And a couple of rounds ago, we had gotten feedback from people that some people want to prepare ahead of time.
There's a lot of people that get really excited and want to, get all of their fabrics cut and everything ready to go. And, they want that information ahead of time,
They
which
want
is fair.
to be able to prep and like organize and preview and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're not one of those people, that's fine. You
Right.
don't have to do anything ahead of time if you don't want to.
You don't even have to watch them at all if you don't want to.
That also true. Some people came to this past weekend's retreat and didn't work on anything from the book. That's fine too.
Yeah, that's also, you don't have to
Excuse me.
do any of the projects in the book. It's completely up
Yeah,
to
If
you.
you just want a weekend to hang out, that's fine.
You could sew, costumes the whole weekend. We
Yeah,
don't
you
we
can
don't care.
embroider all weekend.
There's
We
no
would love to
police.
see it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no police. There's no
We're not
rules.
strict.
Um,
But what I was explaining is that what we settled on is that we now pre-record any educational pieces of the retreat weekend. And of course, they coordinate with what the theme is. So for this past one, we did a lot of zipper, sewing with vinyl, like all these things that went with the
interfacing.
pattern book that we were using, which was for sewn organizers. For this one, we're going to be obviously recording using the ruler and trimming and getting accurate seam allowances and the types of techniques that these patterns use. We'll have them pre-recorded and you'll get access to the recordings about a week ahead of time, which means if you're one of the people who wants to prepare and you flip through the book and dog ear the pages and pre-watch the videos, you can. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. But that was the explanation of what Andrea was explaining about the recordings. That's the educational part. During the actual weekend is more amusement than education.
But we are there. One of us is always on,
Right.
so that if someone does have a question, we're there to help answer questions.
Yeah.
And help in any way we can, really.
And the other attendees can sometimes help you too. So
Yes,
we've had it
that's
where
happened frequently.
somebody said, I've never done XYZ before. And maybe it was me who was online and I was like, I haven't really done that either. And then someone else pipes up and is like, I have, let me pull that out.
There's almost always someone that's done it or, whatever. And everyone is super friendly and sharing. I think she is asleep.
Oh my God, this dog is so tired. She's sleeping.
I mean, her eyes are closed. It's hard to tell if
she's trying to sleep.
But yeah, everybody's very, very sharing and friendly and helpful. Supportive. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
And we don't have any rules except that we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. And you have to be kind to everybody, including yourself.
That's it. Only rules.
That's it. Everything else is just fun.
Yep.
And lighthearted.
Exactly. Yep. We're there to have fun. Yep.
So we hope we'll see some of you there in January. The more the merrier, seriously. Yeah. Oh, and one of the questions we get all the time is like, I can't come the whole weekend. I have church on Sunday morning or whatever. No problem whatsoever. We assume people will drop in and out. When you click the QR code on your screen, there's a schedule in there and it's like, we start at 4 on Friday and we go to 10. But at 8 o'clock, we have happy hour, which just means like we encourage you to be online at 8 so that everyone will be aligned at the same time and we can kind of catch up.
Yeah, or share progress,
whatever,
those sorts of things.
But other than that, we assume people are going to hop in, hop out, and one of us will be on all the time.
But even we're not there the whole time.
But we don't stay on for 48 hours straight.
Right. We take turns. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can wear your pajamas.
Yes.
You can.
No makeup necessary.
Exactly. Just show up as you are. You've got your machine, your fabric, your stuff, so you don't have to haul stuff back and forth like in a regular retreat.
Right. And you get to sleep in your own bed. Like that's
also very
nice detail. Also, like when you go somewhere, you always have to deal with like food restrictions or like allergies or whatever. And like you don't have to do any of that. You're at home. You can do your normal routine, except you get to hang out with your quilting buddies.
Yeah. And if you want to order takeout all weekend, go right ahead.
I think I ordered takeout for 4 meals during that weekend.
we had takeout once. We just had junk food for like 1 meal, I think.
Yeah. And then didn't you stay up till like 2 a.m. last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's on a kick of not getting any sleep right now.
I don't know why, but anyway, it doesn't matter. First, I wanted to show them what I was sewing last night.
Now that's a secret,
but I can't. It's a secret
live video.
Yeah, that will be coming up later.
Yeah, and actually, since we're talking about sewing, real quick, I just want to point out we swapped finally the background. Some of you may have noticed that the same quilt was up here for like
a while,
6 months, maybe.
maybe.
And today, when we started setting up, I was like, maybe we should swap this quilt. So real quick, what's up here is Jen Strausser's rotation quilt pattern. This sample is made with our My NYC quilt cottons that Andrea designed. And by the way, this is on sale still. We did have the clearance sale over the weekend, or the stash flash is what we call that sale. But some stuff has stayed on sale. Maybe not quite as much sale as it was over the weekend, but one of the things that's still on sale is our My NYC fabrics.
There's still
And they'll
good
be
stuff.
on sale for about another week. So if you missed out on over the weekend, you could still grab this kit or the individual fabrics.
And
on sale.
there's a few other things too. That are still.
Oh yeah, there's some other stuff.
Yeah,
that's still
so
on
it's
sale.
still
Yep.
worth checking out, even if you missed the sale over the weekend.
Yeah. All right. I
Um,
think that's it about the retreat.
I think so. Speaking of the sale, we have shipped, or in the morning at least, when the mailman picks up, 2/3 of the orders, maybe.
Yeah, a bunch of you got shipment notifications already, and a whole bunch more will get shipment
Yeah,
notifications
in the morning.
tomorrow.
Yep. So that is, thank you for being patient. We still have like a third left, and some of them are big.
But that's pretty good. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, in the past, it's taken us a full week.
Uh-huh.
Even with employees, it
Right.
took a full week
Yeah.
sometimes. So I think that's pretty good, just the two of us. Let's see. Oh, if you're in the Zoo family block of the month, the pink just arrived. So as soon as I get that cut and put in your packages, those will also go out. String Fling will be shipping soon, and I think that's it.
I think that's it for housekeeping.
For housekeeping.
Yeah. I think. Okay. Well, I don't see any questions in the comments. If you do think of something that you didn't think of in the moment, you can always send us an email. It's info@gothamquilts.com, and we'll get right back to you with anything you need from us. Do we have anything else we needed to talk about today?
Not that I can think of.
All right. So it'll be a quick one today. It's barely 7 o'clock. So I guess we'll see you next week. We are talking about something new next week, and we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, wait, someone just left a comment. Hold on. With a big sale and a retreat, I didn't expect stuff right away.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, well, some people understand that, some people don't.
No. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thanks.
See you next week.